I've become friends with an artist by the name of Pitbull.
Come on. Mr. Worldwide? Tell me you're doing a rum with Pitbull, and I'll put your first order right now.
We're working on a project together.
I'll bet.
And I had never been to a Pitbull concert. And
that's a little more my speed.
But the wonderful thing about seeing him is that everybody's on their feet the entire time.
Yeah.
Maybe like your Kendrick Lamar. That's what made me think of it.
Yeah.
Wide age range.
Yeah.
Cradle to grave there.
Right.
And he has this influence all over the world. I mean, he is Mr. Worldwide. I go places with him, and he's one of the most recognizable characters, I think, in music.
Yeah.
And he's a beloved,
How did you get connected to him?
Oh, wow. That's an interesting story, too. I was down at my Florida house, and I got a letter from an attorney, certified mail. That's usually not good, right?
Right.
But it was addressed to me as a registered agent for my company.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, okay, so this is something business. What do we do? I don't think we did anything stupid. Maybe we did. And so I opened it, and it was a cease and desist letter from Pitbull's attorney. It just so happened he had another deal with somebody else, and their corporate name was similar to mine. So some law clerk looked up the name of that company and found my Spirited Holdings company. So they thought I was the guy at the company.
Right.
So they sent me this letter, this nasty gram. I called the lawyer, and I'm like, guys, I hate to tell you this, but this is not me. And we're like, yeah, right, whatever. Sure, it's not right, exactly. And I started talking to the guy, but I said, what was ironic is that you guys sent it to me. Of all the mistakes you could have made tracking down a company on the internet, you sent it to a spirits company as well, and it was a spirits deal he was in. So he said, well, what do you do? And I said, well, I did this. I founded Angel's Envy. And he said, oh, man, you got to meet Armando. That's Pitbull. And he's got some things happening. He'd love to meet you. And that's really how it started.
Wow. And so when will this potentially, I know you can't say much. You got to tell me behind the scenes if you're allowed. I got to know.
I can tell you behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when would we expect this potential collaboration?
We've been working on it for a couple years, and I'm hoping that we can come together on it soon.
How fun is that?
It's amazing.
Wow, really cool.
I go to Miami sometimes and just hang with him.
Yeah, what's it like to collaborate with Pitbull on a spirit? Give us the real.
He knows his brand. That's one thing. He's a brilliant person like that. And not only that, he's a very charitable, kind individual. So just having those things together makes it a joy. But I like it that he knows his brand because that's so much of what we do is the branding aspect of it. So in creating something, and once again, I hope all this comes together the way we think it's going to come together. Just to see him do that has been really amazing.
Hey, we'll get right back to the conversation. But first, your information, my information, it's all over the internet. And chances are data broker sites are selling it to online scammers. That's why I use Delete Me, and you need to check out Delete Me. Look, this isn't about paranoia. It's about safety, being prepared. Delete Me is the industry leader at scrubbing your info from the internet, so you can breathe easier when you spend time online. And you can save 20% at joindeleteme.com/front-row-seat. So annual plans are just $9 a month. That's incredible for the safety you're getting. joindeleteme.com/front-row-seat. Go check them out.
I did a collaboration with Metallica on a whiskey called Blackened.
Okay.
So we released a Blackened Wes Henderson edition. So, and that was so much fun. First of all, getting to work with the band and have dinner with Lars Ulrich and all that stuff. I mean, that's an experience of a lifetime.
Right. Were you a Metallica fan prior to that?
Nope.
Interesting.
I knew I knew a few of their hit songs.
Right.
But no, not
Have
really.
you since started downloading the songs and rocking to it in the car?
No. But I have mad respect for them as people because they're phenomenal people.
Okay.
And they're entertainers. I believe, even if I don't like, my kids have drugged me to concerts that I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to this concert. I can't believe it. Well, Drake's a good example. I'm not a Drake fan.
Now that I want to see. Next time you go to one, let me go with you just to film you standing there.
And that's what I was doing, standing there.
Yeah.
But guess what? I didn't like the music, but he was an entertainer.
Yeah.
The celebrity brand thing is very interesting. There are a lot of celebrities doing different spirits. It depends on the reason the celebrity's doing them, I think. The ones that I see that are successful is where the celebrity is actually involved with the whiskey Brothers Bond is a really good example. Two guys, Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley, Vampire Diaries guys. Millions and millions of followers, beloved by tons of people. And they could probably just put their name on something and people would buy it. But they are hardcore whiskey people. So they're out there promoting the brand, but they know what they're talking about. I have a lot of respect for those brands. I think there's celebrity brand fatigue, probably not just in spirits, all the way around. Just because a celebrity holds up a bottle doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good. And also believe, as far as endorsements and things like that, if you live by celebrity, you can die by celebrity.
Yeah.
Because they can do something stupid.
Is there a celebrity spirit that you've tasted and you gave them the same look that your dad did in the kitchen table? That you're willing to put your name on this?
No, not really. I mean, I get a lot of calls to do things all the time.